All right, guys, just another quick video today and another deal-focused video. I've been talking about Dior quite a bit lately. I know some of you are completely done with Dior, and I've just discovered some great deals on the previous editions of the Dior Privée fragrances. But this is not the last video I'm going to do either. I've got another video review of one of the latest Dior fragrances. Stay tuned for that. But today I'm talking about Dior Privée fragrances that are highly discounted, and some of the Francis Kurkdjian creations, and maybe one Francois de Marche creation that are in the previous sizes of the bottles, because the bottles are no longer the same now. They are currently coming in a 50 ml for $220, $100 ml in $330, and a 200 ml in $465. Those are the current sizes, but the fragrances I'm going to talk to you about today come in the older sizes, meaning there's a 125 ml and a 250 ml. So those are the previous sizes, and obviously we all know that they have downsized the sizes now. So first fragrance I'm going to talk to you about, we do have Dior Riviera. And I was wrong. I completely had forgotten about this. This is the first Francis Kurkdjian creation for Dior Privée collection. It's a Dior Riviera. It's a fig-focused fragrance, and it comes in two sizes at the discounters currently. A 250 ml is $365. 125 ml is $275. It's mostly a very fresh fig fragrance, maybe slightly fruity, but it's very green with a rose touch. And as I said, the current sizes that this comes in are 50 ml for $220, 100 ml for $330, 200 ml for $465. But this original size in 250 ml is $365. I don't have a 125 ml bottle. I've never bought them myself. Well, I did way back when, but the 125 ml of this is $275. So you get 125 more ml juice if you get the 250 ml version, which is this bottle, for $365. And if you want 125 ml less juice, it's $275. Let me know if you're a fan of Dior Riviera from Dior. That is the first creation from Francis Kurkdjian. Now that one seems to be more popular because there is a better deal here for this fragrance, New Look. New Look was the second fragrance, I believe, from Francis Kurkdjian for Dior. A 250 ml bottle like this is $285, and then the 125 ml bottle, half the size, is $180. And this is an aldehydic incense fragrance, in case you're wondering and you haven't gotten your nose on it. It's a redo of the previous New Look. It was New Look 1947, and they dropped the 1947 and added, didn't add anything, they just changed the fragrance. But as I said, the 50 ml is $220, 100 ml is $330, and 200 ml is $465. But currently at the discounters, this is 250 ml bottle for $285, 125 ml bottle for $185. And just keep in mind, you can't get the 250 ml bottles anymore. They're gone. They've completely changed them. And the prices are completely different. So these will sell out. They won't be around too long if you are in the market for them. Just giving you a heads up for these fragrances. So that's New Look from the house of Maison Christian Dior, or Dior. Okay, so we spoke about Eau Noire also. Everybody said, oh my God, it's not discontinued. And I actually I finally heard back from my sales associate at Saks, so I deal with Dior and Dior Privée fragrances. He did say that it was on the chopping block to be discontinued, but Dior decided to make it an online exclusive only. So I don't think you can get it at stores, but I think some of the information that I received from sales associates and reps from Dior is a bit wrong. This is what I'm reporting to you guys. So according to him, Eau Noire and Cologne Blanche are online exclusives. So perhaps they're not sold at the boutiques, but you can get them online. And I do have deals on these two fragrances as well. But let me show you, which I've done before. Look at the previous edition of Eau Noire. Love the green color. It's so beautiful. That is the previous. And when Francis Kurkdjian took over at Dior, they launched Eau Noire. This is the bottle. But I think when I look at the photo of the bottle on the Dior website now, it seems to be a bit more amber colored. This was also a bit lighter, so it has gotten, you know, darker in the box where I keep it. And if you don't know this one, this is a Immortelle focused fragrance with lavender and a little bit of coffee. So it's kind of leafy, dry, autumn-like, sweet, spicy. It's Immortelle, so did I mention lavender? There's a bit of lavender in here as well. I mean, it's got that autumnal vibe. I think it's the ingredient of Immortelle, helichrysum, everlasting flower. Very distinct smell. It's also known as the curry plant. A lot of folks say it smells like curry. But it's quite spicy. It's warm. There's a warmth about it, but more like an autumn glow. You know, warm, the autumn sun heat warming up the kind of dry foliage out in the fields. Kind of like Northern California. Indian summer kind of a thing. So that's EAU Noire. EAU Noire is currently selling for 250 ml bottle, the original size bottle, and that's $325. So originally the 50 mLs, I mean, now there's a 50 ml bottle, and I'm not 100% sure all of these are going to have a 50 ml bottle, but most likely all of them will have 100 ml for $330, 200 ml for $465. But if there is a 50 ml, it'll be $220 for the EAU Noire. Now, moving on to Cologne Blanche. That is also available at the discounters. There's a 250 ml bottle, but this is not the right size. Obviously, this is the right size. Let me show you. So this is a 250 ml bottle. And there's a 250 ml bottle tester of Cologne Blanche, and it's $250. So I only have this tiny little thing. I might take advantage and pick up the tester, and testers are not very readily available, so they will sell out really fast. Cologne Blanche is a powdery, kind of violet forward, citrusy, powdery offering. It's not one of my all-time favorites. I just want to have a bottle because it is also the 250 ml bottle. It's also highly discounted because originally the 250 ml bottles were $465. Now the 200 ml bottles are $465. So it's a good deal. The only thing is it won't come in a container like this. So it'll be containerless because it is a tester. But it is 250 ml for $250. But there's also a tester for it in full presentation, 125 ml for $200. So if you're a fan of Cologne Blanche, you can still get it, but you won't be able to get these sizes because the sizes are no longer. Remember, I said 50 ml, 100 ml, 200 ml are the only sizes they sell for Dior Privée, but they used to sell a 125 ml and a 250 ml bottle. Those are the only things that they sold. Now, let me tell you a couple of extra things here before I move on to a few other fragrances, but just want to kind of point out the size differences as well. So right now, you can get this size, a 250 ml bottle of all the fragrances that I spoke to you about, except for one that I'm going to talk to you about in a little bit. But if you went to a Dior retailer or online Dior website, you're going to get a smaller size. So this is a 200 ml bottle, which is what the largest size is from Dior now. This is a 250 ml bottle. So it is a bit thinner this way and a bit shorter from top to bottom, as you can see. So that's the difference. Now, one person also left a comment recently and said they went to buy a bottle of vanilla diorama and the associate told them it's getting discontinued. And I mentioned this about vanilla diorama a couple of months ago. I did a video. Both Tabaccolor and vanilla diorama, I was told by the same associate who wrote to me about the fact that the fragrances were getting discontinued, EAU Noire and Cologne Blanche, and Dior decided to just leave them up as online exclusives. The same person told me that vanilla diorama and Tabaccolor are getting discontinued, and somebody just wrote and said they are, because I did that video and a lot of people said no, it's not discontinued, they're going to be around. And this is the same thing I received for Fève Delicious. It took about 2 years for Fève to get the complete axing. because I did a video, I heard it was getting axed. People said, oh, it's still selling, and then 2 years later it was completely gone. And then at that time, people are like, oh, I wish I bought a bottle. I mean, this is, sometimes it's rumor, but it becomes true. And I think that's what's happening. I think with the fact that EAU Noire and Cologne Blanche are online exclusives, those are pretty much on the chopping block, I think, because they were initially going to get discontinued, but they decided to keep it. And quietly, all of a sudden, they'll remove those off the website and will be completely clueless about them and thinking, okay, I wish I bought a bottle and now I regret not buying a bottle, kind of a thing. So if you are in the market for both EAU Noire and Cologne Blanche, get them ASAP for the prices I just told you, so you don't miss out in the near future. Okay, so the only other fragrance from the Dior Privée collection I'm going to talk about is Eden Roc. And this is a Francois Demarche creation. Wait, did I finish the Vanilla Diorama thing? Yeah. Vanilla Diorama, I was told, is getting the axe. So that's what I wanted to highlight. Not only EAU Noire and Cologne Blanche are probably on the chopping block, but this keeps coming up because this is the exact thing that happened with Fev. They announced that it's on the chopping block, and it finally did. And this is also most likely going to get the axe as well. But let's go back to Dior's Eden Roc because I want to highlight that. There's only one size available of this, 125 ml for $215. So it's kind of close to what the 50 ml price is, $220. But the 100 ml currently that sells in the new sizes is selling for $330. So 125 ml is $215 for a bottle of Dior Eden Roc. And this is the minerally aquatic marine fragrance that's somewhat beachy, sandy, spicy, a little floral. It smells like the sea, but very minerally. This fragrance is not a love at first sniff. It has grown on me throughout the years. I still don't really appreciate it. I think there are better minerally marine fragrances, but I mean, I don't know. I don't think this is on the chopping block. I think there's plenty of fans for this one. Definitely Dior has done a lot of, promotional things for this particular fragrance, but seems to be a 125 ml bottle selling for $215, and currently the 100 ml goes for $330. So that's a pretty good deal. Again, I prefer to collect the 100 ml. The 250 mls and now the 200 mls. But I think it's still a great deal for that because $215 is 125 ml. And let's see, the 250 ml usually sold for $465. So it's somewhat of a good deal. A couple of other things I want to talk about. There are bottles of HERMES BEL AMI, which is a fragrance I haven't purchased since a long time ago. Tester bottles for $75. I don't know if you guys are fans of Bel Ami. It's a leather fragrance by Hermes, a classic one. There's been a more updated version of it called Bel Ami Vetiver, which I have, but the smells are a bit different. Although this is current formulation, not vintage formulation, but I felt like the 100 ml tester is quite a great deal for $75. It's a tester bottle, so it's not a full presentation. It'll come in a brown box, but I feel like that's a great deal. I personally think that Hermes is going to discontinue a lot of their classic fragrances. Sadly, they got rid of what's the fragrance with, I'll think about it in a sec, but let me know if you're a fan of Hermes Bel Ami. Add a comment below. And the fragrance I was thinking about is Hermes Equipage Geranium. There are bottles of Equipage as well, but I think these fragrances are becoming rare and rare to find. They launched them about 10 years ago. There was a whole slew of them, but slowly they started axing some. And of course, Equipage Geranium was one of my favorites. It got discontinued, and I have a feeling a lot of these older ones are going to be much more difficult to find. And the last fragrance I'm going to talk to you about is the Gucci Guilty ABSOLU de Parfum. 60 ml, $115 for a tester of this one. I'm just highlighting it because I found this promotion. This is one of my favorite men's designer offerings from last year. Let me know if you've gotten your nose on this fragrance. I mean, mostly the video is for the Dior Privée collection in the original sizes. The bottles are, the 250 ml bottles are some of, a great deal, because I used to think that the Dior Privée collection was one of the best deals in luxury designer fragrances from, you know, a designer like Dior. But the fact that they've changed their bottle sizes and some of the fragrances have become a bit boring, it's disappointment. But this fragrance here, quite powdery and spicy, a little reminder of something like Reflection Man, but not quite. I think the elixir reminds me a little bit of Reflection Man, but this one actually is a really solid, ambery, spicy, a bit floral, and a great deal on the elixir. It's a tester, again, as I said, $115 for this, but the testers do not last that, do not stick around too long because people buy them up, and it's the best way for me to save a lot of money is to buy testers. And I'm gonna go ahead and take advantage of getting the Cologne Blanche tester because I do want a large size. And yeah, that's all I have for you today, talking about these Dior Privée collection fragrances in the original 250 ml sizes and some in the original 125 ml sizes. Let me know what you think about the prices, because they're really, really great compared to the suggested retail prices that Dior has. And usually these fragrances don't end up at discounters. They're very rare to end up at discounters. So the fact that they're there, I think it's definitely time to take advantage of these. And out of all the Dior fragrances I spoke about today, which is your favorite? I like New Look, and it's not a love. Dior Riviera I like a little more, so I feel like that's a great deal, especially since, you know, winter is here and we have a summer to look forward to. So that fragrance is going to be perfect for summer. And then, of course, Eden Roc. I think it's a summer offering. And then Eau Noire and New Look, I think more like winter, autumn, winter kind of fragrance. But let me know your thoughts. Add a comment below, and thanks so much for watching today's video, guys. If you have any questions or comments, list below. Please like the video and share it. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel as well, and I'll be back with more videos very soon. Have a good one. Bye-bye.